It's currently a very tough afternoon to be 4, so we're gonna have a couple minutes of quiet while Jake winds himself down. We don't really have the tools to win a match like this. We kind of have to hope to get a little bit lucky, I think. Storm Breath flies over the top sometimes, at least. A quick Anger, quick Blood Rain, quick Stone Rain. Blood Moon, quick Stone Rain can occasionally get them, but I think we're pretty... Sort of the match, we're pretty dead in the water, and especially with the sideboard. I saw that Trinisphere before we submitted, but I'd already clicked, or before it went through, but I'd already submitted, and you can't resubmit a Magic Online because it's hot garbage. Alright, so you're saying there's a chance. You're saying there's a chance. Alright, maybe this can stall us if they don't have anything else. Slow and steady. Yep. Alright, here's opening at one of them fair mid-range decks next. This is not good against linear decks. We do not have tools to beat linear decks. Unless they involve artifacts. So our sideboard hate is choosing to beat linear decks that fold the Ancient Grudge and Anger. I love people that never interacted with a 4-year-old before. If you've never interacted with a 4-year-old before, sometimes there's just no amount that'll actually help the child. Sometimes they just need to cry it out, and that's okay. That's just how kids work sometimes. That's, you know, it's okay. Sometimes the most devastating thing in the world to have happened is that our tablet could no longer turn on, and the other tablet, that is our brother's, has a different foam border around it, so that one's not good enough as the replacement. So we gotta work out our frustration. It's okay. All right, so we could hem and haw about how we don't actually have a basic forest right now, but I'm not here to not turn to Blood Moon my opponent. So Blood Moon, go. We're not here to not turn to Blood Moon my opponent. Hopefully they're on blue-white and not Jeskai. Worth noting, this can no longer untap Stomping Ground, so we do need to draw 2 more lands to cast this. But tilt. Who banned Ectomaniac? That's not okay. Who did that? That was not me. That was not okay. Just a reminder to anyone with a sword, if you feel the need or the desire to ban someone who has a sub-icon next to their name, you need to talk to me about it first. Don't do that. baby, and my wheel says back up Bloodbraid. Yay, look at our elves. Aren't our elves great together? They're such a good team. Hey, Seth 16911 with the brand new Twitch Prime support, thank you very much and welcome. Griffin Bruce, I want to see some elves cascade with the 18-month resubscription, thank you very much. Alrighty. Wasn't this a fun and interesting game of Magic the Gathering? Didn't it feel like both teams made interesting and relevant decisions? Do you think my opponent had fun? Do you think my opponent had fun? Bloodboon generates quality games of Magic, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Stone Raid the Mountain because it's not affected by Bloodboon. The real hot tips. Our opponent made the interesting decision to register ally encampment. Could Thundermaw replace Stormbreath? Like, yeah, potentially. So remember, this is a donation deck list, so we're just playing card for card what was sent in to me. This is probably an anger matchup, right? How do we like cutting Stone Rain on the draw and just bringing in anger against an aggressive deck? Is that unreasonable? Just like cut Stone Rains and bring in these four? I love Bloodboon. It does. That is interesting. But again, like, you got to remember, there's more to the format than just Jace decks. So, like, protection from path is a real thing. Protection from path is a real thing. Ah, the old Anger of the Gods, Kitchen Finks, Bloodbraid Elf, Mana Dork hand. This would probably have just been way better as Stone Rain here. There's non-Jace decks in this format. That's so strange. Do they not have a play on two? Do I just... Oh, this is just the turn 2 Bloodbraid Elf, right? I want to put this on here so that way if I hit a Blood Moon, I don't, doesn't fall off. Because remember, under Blood Moon, this is no longer a forest. Oh, wait, that was a mistake. I should have Mwonvuli Acid-Moss them, right? Why didn't I Acid-Moss them? Because I wasn't thinking. I was so excited to spin the wheel. Should have done this and taken them off of land. They didn't have a turn 2 play. This is what should have happened there. I should have done this. Do they not have another land? That's so good for us. Magic's tough. Imagine if this was a Stone Rain. Why isn't this a Stone Rain? Chat, don't let me board out the Stone Rains anymore today. I'll say thanks. The deck you played to be very well in the current, and I'm looking forward to playing the GP. Awesome. Well, thanks for watching, Barcode. I'm glad you enjoyed the YouTube content, and welcome to the live stream here today. I'm here to turn to the Bloodboons, right? Get them. Gosh. It's a tough afternoon to be formed. I missed a few land D hype. We can monster that next turn. Monster. Monster! Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Get that. 1 and 1. Alright. Let the Ponza flow through you, chat. Let the Ponza flow through you. Just, you know, cascading some elves, blowing up some... Jacob sounds like he needs to Ponza. It was an interesting and exciting match. One player had all the fun. That's certainly the case. Alright, no more boarding out stone rains. That's not what this life is about. This life is about many things, but boarding out stone rain is not one of them. What got us in the first match? Bogles. We got bogled. This is a very competitive match in a competitive league. Modern has a wide spectrum of games. It has some really deep and interesting games, and it has some why are we even here games. This hand just doesn't do anything, right? Just like pretty easy mulligan. I feel like we just don't keep sevens that don't have ramp in them. Ooh, we're playing our Stone Rain deck against their mana ramp deck. That's exciting. Who's excited to play our Stone Rain deck against their mana ramp deck? Wonder if this matchup is bad for us. I don't think so, Seth. They feel pretty clunky together. Maybe we'll try some other shells, but I feel like we just don't have the critical mass of good cantrips in Modern like we have in Legacy to make them good together there. Yeah, if you wanted to hedge Bogles, like, again, Modern is all about picking which decks you're willing to lose to and which decks you're interested in beating. So the sideboard of this deck is interested in hedging Affinity and Lantern, and if you want to hedge enchantments, you should pick different cards to do that. Yeah, I want to play some Jace plus Loam decks. I want to try a Teamer Jace Assault Loam. You want to watch Timmy? No Timmy? Thomas? Run for some Thomas? Okay. I mean, who isn't in for some Thomas, really? Really care about main deck Relic. You can run Drake Haven and Teaver Loam Assault and Drake them out. I don't think you need a second enchantment to make your other enchantment better. They have 2 cards here. They have Land Titan, we're probably dead. This automatically puts into play tapped, right? Yeah. So I think this matchup's actually bad from us. And the reason why I think it's bad is because we have land destruction in our deck, and opponent's deck is based on lands, but like our deck isn't all land destruction, and their deck is almost all mana, right? Like their deck has a ton of things that produce extra mana. All right, hopefully this is a Blood Moon or a Stone Rain here. I suppose I should tap this way so that way I can cast this Kitchen Finks afterwards if we Blood Moon. Yeah, we're probably dead. Yeah, you're correct. I should be killing the basic forest. Killing the Windswept Heath kind of kills the basic forest, though. I don't know. Hoping to keep them off of having enough basics is kind of ambitious. Like, their deck is full of things that search for lands. I mean, I think if we have a chance to guarantee keep them off of 6 lands, we're supposed to guarantee keep them off of 6 lands, yo cousin, which is what we did here. I think if I couldn't keep them off of 6 lands, I would agree playing a clock is better than blowing up probably their 7th land. But I think keeping them off their 6th land to potentially prevent a Titan from happening sooner is ideal. Also, like, this would have just killed us last turn, right? Like, they need 6 lands to escape shift us. Blood Moon stops Valakut from working. Well, actually, that's just wrong. So, Blood Moon stops Valakut from working while it's in play, which is the actual important part that we care about. I covered up the Magic Online chat just so there wasn't like random different, partially so I can have the game log open at all times without people having to see it. Like having extra random chat behind the game chat it makes it harder to read on YouTube. I think this might actually be a Tireless Tracker matchup just for like random extra pressure. Like Titan's a little slow. Chandra's a little slow. I think I like that. Give this a go. Blood Moon versus Omen is whichever is played more recently for non-basic lands. For basic lands, the Prismatic Omen always works because Blood Moon doesn't affect basic lands. But again, we're not interested in screwing them off their colors with Blood Moon. We're interested in not dying to Scape Shift. Choke could work versus Omen, but generally these decks only play 2 Omens at most, so I don't think bringing in our Choke to try and catch one of their 1 or possibly 2 copies of Prismatic Omen is worthwhile. It is, if the archetype our opponent was playing consistently played 4 Prismatic Omens, I'd be in for that, but it doesn't, so I'm not going to. I think that's a little bit narrow. I don't think that's better than any of the other cards we're already playing. It is funny. You're not wrong. Not wrong. It is kind of funny. Trinisphere is slow. Again, opponent's deck is all mana. We're not keeping our opponent from not having lands. This isn't a matchup where like our opponent's playing like 18, 19, 20 lands and we could like kill them and then lock them out of the game with Trinisphere. Like their deck is like 24, 25, 26 lands sometimes. Another dozen and a half ramp spells. Like their deck is full of mana, so Trinisphere is likely not going to have any impact on this game. Yes, Omen makes Valakut a mountain. That is exactly the draw. I think I'm going to keep this hand just because it has pressure. Doesn't have any Stone Rains or Blood Moons in it, but it does just get to kill my opponent. That's really narrow. And it doesn't even really shut that off, right? It just like makes that cost 7 instead of costing 6. Which most of the time they're going to have 7 anyways. Pick red with that just in case we rip a Blood Moon. It's pretty good. To play that next turn, plus a fetch land. It was kind of clunky. Honestly, Bloodbraid was more impressive in the deck than Jace was. I think I'm going to eat my words on downplaying the impact of Bloodbraid Elf into Modern. That card's felt pretty reasonable in the games we've played so far. Like, the fact that it just applies so much pressure to our opponent is pretty good. Yeah, 6 is just so much mana. They're both pretty mediocre, right? So, like, which one is less bad is probably a small margin. Sweltering Sun's in, that kind of sucks. You just get to jam a Stormbreath Dragon down their throat now, though. You know, Jace is just like this 4-mana card that doesn't have a super meaningful impact on the board. If you're behind on board, Jace is really bad. That's just like the TLDR of the card. If you're not ahead on board, he's going to be pretty mediocre. Or at least parity. Yeah, parity is probably not too bad. Yeah, Lily, Last Hope, what's it called? We've actually been live a little bit longer. Dingo Twitch had some issues earlier today. Had to restart the stream like an hour in. We're actually planning on playing your Shadow deck next. It'll be the next thing we play today. Yeah, exactly, too. And we mentioned that yesterday, too. Like, when you're testing a new idea in a format, you want to be testing your new idea against established decks, generally speaking. And a lot of Magic Online right now is, like, people slamming Jace decks into other Jace decks, which is, like, we don't know that these other Jace decks are good. So if we're playing decks that we don't know are good against other decks we're not sure are good, we're really just kind of, like, kicking our tires as far as, like, finding out what's actually going to be good as the format develops, right? Monster! Monster! He's a monster! Monster! Mono green. I don't think there's a way they could kill us there, but not gonna claim to be a Valakut expert. I mean, collected company decks are probably reasonable against Jace decks. Yeah, I agree. I think the introduction of Jace and Bloodbraid Elf to the format might push the format towards refining itself a little bit more and kind of weeding out some of the shit tier decks that people play in this format. Let's be honest, as someone who's kind of a shit tier deck connoisseur, there's a lot of other people like myself who also love playing terrible decks. This is a turn 2 Stone Rain, so we're in for that one. In for the turn 2 Stone Rains. Let the hailfire rain upon you. Into some speedy elven maidens. We are 1-1. This is the third match of this league. Mulliganed? I always think the same thing when my opponent mulligans to 6. Mulligan to 5. Mulligan to 5. Ooh, that's an Acid-Moss. Hey, we got 2 shots to draw a land here. Or we could potentially draw a Utopia Sprawl. That would be great too. Bolt. That's so sad. You should never go to a Magic tournament expecting to do well. It's a recipe. It's a recipe for disaster. Hey, WCAR91 with that brand new $4.99 a month subscription. Thank you very much and welcome. As always, subscriptions are the absolute best way you can support my content here, so I really appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to everyone that's hanging out here today. Indie is dead modern. It's modern without Jason Bloodbraid. It's very sad. I don't understand it. Ooh, I get to blow up a Valakut. That's exciting. Exciting. Need some more goldfish? Can you bring your bowl? Can you get your bowl? Oh, your bowl's right here. Dad's a liar. There you go. Enjoy. I'm glad we've calmed down. I'm glad we've calmed down. That's a fantastic draw, chat. They missed their land drop last turn, right? These Stone Rains will be extra good here. Definitely just want to like do our best to keep them off of 6 here. Kind of sucks not... I should be killing their basics here. It's just instinctual to go for the non-basics. It's a bad instinct that I need to break with this deck since we're a Blood Moon deck. There's not a single 2-drop in this deck. Not a single one. Alright. Land destruction wheel, please. Tilt. Yep, if you type in exclamation point donation queue, you can find it there. Everything except the Kiki list is there. You can find the Kiki list on my YouTube. Probably dead here. I assume we're just gonna get Primeval Titan and die. Can't let them get to 6 mana. Just gonna get blown out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this matchup's actually not good for this deck. Okay, looking at it on paper, I'd rather be on the Primeval Titan side. Alright, well, we get to spin the BBE wheel into a Blood Moon, potentially. Alright, and I left this forest up intentionally here, because this lets us spin the BBE wheel one more time. Come on, Blood Moon. Yay, Blood Moon! Alright, do I just smash here? Does anyone want to smash here? Who wants to smash here? Am I trading a Bloodbraid Elf for 6 points of damage? No, you don't think so? I'm just supposed to wait? I kind of just want to smash them. Yeah, like if they just like draw another Titan, they're just gonna like have 2 blockers. And like if they attack me, I'm only going to 10. And if they can kill my Blood Moon, I'm dead regardless of if I leave a blocker back or not. So like, yeah. If we lose the Blood Moon, this game is over anyway. So I think we're just supposed to smash them there. Yeah. I think we're supposed to like take our pressure here. Like next turn we get to add Tracker plus Thrun. Like Sweltering Suns also incentivizes us to attack there as well. They have a lot of cards that incentivize us to attack and get them lower. Stone Rain. Stone Rain. Is that a good one? That seems like a good one. I wasn't supposed to Stone Rain them there, was I? No, I don't think so. I think I was supposed to just play my Tireless Tracker. I was so excited, chat. I was so excited to blow up their land. I got too excited for LD. I think you were supposed to just... Yep. I probably should have pushed last turn. Because of what just happened there. Ooh. Swag Dadderson. Mr. Swagley. He's so tired. Tired of your bullshit, Primeval Titan. Cleverly held the tracker against Anchor. It does keep them off of... No, it doesn't keep them off of Pact for stage, right? Because Pact you pay the next turn. Swag Dadderson! No, don't do it. Don't kill my Blood Moon. No, please, don't do it. Have a heart. Have a heart! Please die! Have a heart! Please die! We're not playing this deck to not ain't that the truth. Are you dead? Are you dead? Please be dead. Please be dead. Yay! Smush, 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 smush. We're gonna get bolted, huh? We're gonna get bolted, chat. Hey, we got him! Woo! We're 2-1. BBE Ponza. Good morning, afternoon, and good night to everyone wherever you're out in the world. Whoever's having a great Friday, great start to your weekend. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I stream Magic on this channel every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday afternoons at a minimum. Also stream some random mornings and weekends. Be sure to follow on Twitch or Twitter to get notifications of those. You can also, if you're enjoying my content, please consider subscribing on Twitch. That's the absolute best way you can help support my content here. You can also support my content by supporting my sponsors, mtgotraders.com. We'd love to buy and sell Magic online cards with you. If you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience. Using code Jeff12, you can save 12% on custom playmats, mousepads, binders, bags, all sorts of different stuff. And finally, this stream is made possible by viewers like Anoronics and you. Make sure you hit that follow button. And if you're interested in seeing more deck lists on here that are of your creation, check out bit.ly/HoogleSell to find out how the donation deck lists work here. So this is a donation deck. This one's actually from Anoronics. He sent in this deck list, along with some bits to see it up here on the screen. If you missed any of today's stream, we've been going for like 2.5 hours so far. Be sure to check out my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Jeff Hoagland. There are close to a dozen hours of Jace content up there already, Jace BBE modern content. I mean, we're not keep playing this deck to not keep a hand with turn 2 Blood Moon, right? If we put 4 surgicals in deck, it's Twitch chat's love. Ain't that the truth? What sleeves should you buy? It's been so long since I've played Magic, I don't actually have a good grasp on... paper Magic. They don't have a good grasp on like what good sleeves are anymore. They don't make the sleeves anymore that I always used to play with. How many democracy points does a banner cost? DM me in private. The banner costs vary depending on what you are looking to, what kind of service you're looking to have a banner of. Alright, well, this is 10 out of 10, just a Blood Moon here, right? Then we'll start stone raining them off of these stupid basics. Stone rain them off of these silly basics. We're 2-1 Anoronics. We've only lost to what's it called? We dropped a game to Bogles. You didn't need that basic forest, did you? That one was optional. Didn't need that one. Sure hope not. It could just be Team Escape Shift 2. Someone 5-0'd a league with Jason Team Escape Shift the other day. Been kind of popular since then. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 6. So start with the good old-fashioned Stone Rain, your Island. Play this Nissa. Plus my Nissa, make a plant. I made their Valakut come into play untapped. I made their Valakut strictly better, chat. I'm such a giver. I'm such a giver. Spin the elf-powered wheel. Get another elf. 2 elves for the price of 1, you say. Don't mind if I do. Dark Dwellers to flashback some Stone Raids. You just don't have enough other things for Dwellers to flashback to really make that feel useful. Lightning Bolt? That's rude. Lightning Bolt? Don't kill my Nissa. That's so mean, opponent. I would never do mean things to you. I made your Valakut come into play untapped. Can't we just be nice and get along? I made your Valakut so much better. Ooh. Spin my elf-shaped wheel. Please remand me. BBE into Damirod is probably not good enough. Speedy L's. Beep, beep. Beep, beep. Alright, let's get a choke in here. Is it a tracker matchup? Pithing Needle matchup, maybe? Feel about Pithing Needle. They probably have Anger in their board, right? Which makes Kitchen Finks less appealing. Run seems great. Nissa seems kind of mediocre. Swagdead seems kind of mediocre. We're needling Jace the Mind Sculptor, and we're needling Azcanta the Sunken Rune should my opponent flip it and we don't have Blood Moon out. That choke me daddy jokes. Oh. I mean, I think Blood Moon is an obnoxious card even when we're casting it. Like, I get to act obnoxious because Blood Moon is an obnoxious card. When we cast on the other side of the table and we can no longer win the game, we're sad and concede and move on with our lives. Like, I'm not disingenuous. Like, I can understand a card is broken and creates lots of non-games of Magic and still play it. In fact, if you think a card is really obnoxious and creates non-games of Magic and free wins, you probably should be playing it. Because if the card's really that powerful that it's obnoxious, you should probably be playing it. How do you get your sponsors? Legwork and Gumption. We'll draw a red land, right? Need a red source here? I believe. These Arbor Elves believe. Do you believe, chat? Just gotta get by with a little help from my friends. Get high with a little help from my friends. We can needle our own Stormbreath to show dominance. Oh, yeah, Moto's running a little slideshowy here. Means we're nearing the 2 good. Oh, no, don't. No! Oh, God, shit! Oh, it lagged. All right, normally I don't restart in the middle of matches, but that's yeah, all right. That's gonna do this right now. Mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. Ah, it's a feature. Oh, I should move my terminals so you can see my enjoy some terminals for a second. We should restart Magic Online. It's running slowly. Also means I should zoom in. Should download more RAM. It isn't that my computer is out of RAM, and that's why Magic Online using more RAM makes it run slowly. Because my computer has plenty of RAM. How many GBs of RAM do we have? All of them? Resources? Yeah, we're only using 9.5 gigs, it's under my head, out of 31 gigs of RAM, or 32 gigs of RAM, however you want to slice it. Too many warnings, must fix. It's not my code. It's not my code. Some of it's my code. The warnings are not my code. It's not my job to fix those. Alright, well, we'll cast red spells at some point. At some point, we'll cast red spells. Look, we've just lulled them into a false sense of security to fetch non-basics. It's fine. It's fine. Ooh. Ooh. Using a Ubuntu-based distribution called Bodhi Linux. Actually, that terminal's in the background. We're preparing packages for our next release. Look, if there's an issue in code I've written, it's a feature. If there's an issue in code I haven't written, it's a bug. Every good developer knows that. Every good developer knows that. Alright. What if we let the fire rain down from above here, opponent? Yeah, so since they were, I think the fact that they have an answer to Blood Moon 2 is probably pretty realistic. So I'm actually going to Stone Rain them off the blue source here, just to like make their cryptics and their remands harder to cast. Was a VW feature. Oh, that's great. Farseek, sure. Is land is your land, is land is my land. So most of their Blood Moon answers are green. So I'm gonna Stone Rain their basic forest and then Blood Moon their island here, and then Blood Moon them. Just leave them with an island, I think. Magic's fun. I think our opponent's having fun. I hope they're having fun. They have another one. Tilt. Roll the dice. Ooh. Ooh. Again, just gonna work on keeping them off of their blue sources here. I'm having fun. Thanks for the bit sack. Oh, I guess I could have cast Stormbreath Dragon there, right? But they could remand it. It's an Is It Charm? Maybe I should have changed phases to cast this. Oh, they're just looting anyways, that's fine. Smash for 1 here. Anger? Yeah, it's unfortunate. This is reason to have jammed the Stormbreath last turn. We hit the land like a professional here, so that's nice. I think maybe I should have jammed the Stormbreath last turn. There was some merit to like playing around a remand potentially, but I think the upside of like having hit them for 4 already would have been pretty high. If they had Cryptic here, they could technically use it, right? They could like seal me and then bounce it. One of the nice things about our deck too is that we haven't dealt much damage to ourselves, which means that opponent actually needs 8 lands to kill us with Scapeshift. Well, cost 5. Is there kind of scary threat of their own? Just anger plus something else? Anger, remand my anger. So if we hit a land, we get to kill them, right? We get to monster. That is also potentially lethal, I guess. Stone Rain, Blood Moon, Utopia Sprawl, womp womp. If we hit a land, we could have made our dragon a monster. So if they have a bolt here, they're actually in a pretty good spot, right? Because worth noting too, if the Stormbreath had been a Thundermaw Hellkite, our opponent would be dead right now. They'd have taken 3 extra points of damage. They'd also be dead if I'd have played the Stormbreath Dragon a turn sooner. Ugh, Valakut. If they have Sakura Tribe Elder here plus Scapeshift, they could kill us. Or Search for Tomorrow plus Scapeshift. Right, they definitely have cards that kill us here. There's been 2. I mean, that sounds like people have been posting other Bloodbraid Elf deck lists with a bunch of mana creatures in it, and like this is basically a mana creature. It's like a mana creature that doesn't die to sweepers, so. Alright, so I'm not dead this turn. They didn't get another green. If I was going to be dead, they would have had to gotten another green, right? Yay! We cashed the Ponza League! Don't you want the Ponza? Don't you want the Ponza? Don't you want the? They have a Seal of Primordium right here. Sacrifice this, destroy an artifact or enchantment. That's what this card does. It's sitting on the table off to the side. So they could kill a Blood Moon on demand there. Currently 3 and 1. 3 and 1. Oh, you're right. We were at 22, right? Or 19. So they needed 8. Yeah, you're correct. You're correct. Thank you, Jen. I even mentioned that too, right? That our mana base doesn't deal a lot to us, so they need 8 lands. That's fair. Prismatic Omen is the much more common 2-mana enchantment. I mean, I'm not playing this deck to not keep hands that turn 2 Stone Rain, right? That's where the magic happens. The Stone Rain's on the second turn. Shame we weren't on the play. Wind die rolls is better for you. My poor Arbor Elf. What did he ever do to you, opponent? He's just a little guy trying to get by in the world. Or a little Poor little Arbor Elf just eating a big one there. Basic Swamp. Why do you know what's up, opponent? Why you gotta sniff out my Blood Moon like that? Why you gotta sniff out my Blood Moon? Alright. What if I told you I had a Stone Rain instead? Arrgh! Thank you for the land destruction bit, UTZ Zach. I appreciate it. Scavenging ooze. Here's the Ponza's #1 problem, right? I can continue stone raining them, but that doesn't impact the board. So now we hope to cascade into a stone rain. That's, or you know, or a Birds of Paradise. That'll do too, I guess. That'll do too, I guess. Why am I attacking? Maybe I'm not supposed to attack. Oh god, that's a lot of damages on the other side of the table. I'm gonna go to 7 here. Have a heart, kill all their lands. That's a Bloodbraid Elf. That's not a Bloodbraid Elf. Now this is a Bloodbraid Elf. My opponent's Bloodbraid Elves are so much nicer than ours. Oh, we almost certainly would have won this game on the play. Almost. Like, they wouldn't have been able to bolt our thing. We just, like, killed the Raging Ravine. Yeah. They just killed the Raging Ravine. Alright, we're done here. We're done. Our Thragtusk are better. Alright, so this is certainly a tracker matchup, right? It's probably not a Trinisphere matchup. I'm gonna board birds out since this matchup's a little attrition based. I don't think I want to cut the Arbor Elves or the Sprawls. We need to keep like 8 of these, but I think cutting a couple is fine. Need to cut 1 more card here. A good voice. It's pretty, yeah, I'm cutting Nissa. It's pretty bad on its own. And they say Goblin Lore is a gamble. I guess Baloth is much better against Jund now that they. So I didn't used to love I can't resubmit because Magic Online can't actually resubmit. That's how Magic. I should have Baloth in my deck. I'm used to not really loving Baloth in this matchup because it doesn't line up well against Tarmogoyf. But now that one of their threats is a 3/2, Baloth becomes a lot more appealing. Like, their deck's more aggressive, so the health is good, and it blocks one of their threats pretty profitably. Hey, Master AO carry you with the 49 month subscription. Thank you very much and welcome. I appreciate that next level of support. As always, subscriptions are the best way you can support my content here. I'm gonna roll the dice on this one. It seems pretty good if we run off a land or two. I'm sure we're just gonna get bolted on one and be really sad, but I think the risk is worth the potential reward here. Fatal Push. Technically not a bolt. Technically not a bolt. Stay alive, you stupid elf. Live, damn it! I will you to live! There is in fact a fire truck. Alright, we're just gonna put this down and pray. That's what our deck's based around, right? Putting down Blood Moon and praying. Ding. See, a little bit of prayer goes a long way. Little bit of prayer. Never didn't have it. Well, I mean, like, is there a world where we're winning that game without locking them out of it? Like, is there? Like, our cards are not going to keep up with their card quality, right? So, like, it's just identifying we need to, like, do this and, like, hope to play a catch-up from behind. And then we hit there, so we did. I mean, like, we definitely got lucky to do that, right? But I think it's the right play, like identifying when we need to get lucky. That's great. Yep, your move. Probably lose the Stone Rain. Forgot to put Baloth in. Yep, I did. I did. We were talking about my gamble. Are you debating on not taking my Blood Moon on my Stone Rain? Seriously? Your move. Playing Sprawl out so that way they have a less of a chance to kill our Mana Dork is nice. Blood Moon, Blood Moon, Blood Moon. Tilt. Yeah, usually they don't have Ghost Quarter in their deck. Let's just do this. Draw action, that's the plan. I'm gonna draw. Joke's on you, opponent, I don't have any good cards left in my hand. Joke's on you, I don't have any good cards. Cleverly left the good card on top of my deck because I am a skilled magician. This is my Stormbreath. My Stormbreath's amazing. This is my Stormbreath. My Stormbreath's amazing. Please Bloodbraid into a discard spell. Please Bloodbraid into a discard spell. Please Bloodbraid into a discard spell. Don't damnation me. That's actually really bad for me because we're gonna get to monster this. Just wanted to monster my dragon. Just wanted to monster my dragon. We're winning this race, right? For now. Will they play another Bloodbraid Elf here? Because the person that built it and sent it in has a lot of put a lot of 1-ups in it. So if this was a... This had been a Thundermile Kite, they'd be at 5 right now. Yeah, it looks like we're dead. We had a good run. Had some good hits, had some highs, had some lows. So, if this Bloodbraid hadn't hit a way to kill that Arbor Elf, we'd have won this game, but, you know, good beats, good rips on both sides. I'll finish 3-2. I don't know, I'm still not a fan. I still don't think I'm a fan of this style of deck. Like, decks without catch-up mechanics, Decks without catch-up mechanics just like don't feel... What's a good way to articulate how I feel about these decks? This deck doesn't have a strong enough linear game plan to make up for the fact that it also lacks catch-up mechanics to play. Like, I feel like our proactive game plan isn't good enough, and our catch-up game plan also isn't good enough. Bloodbraid Elf feels like it pulled the deck a little bit higher in it. So it's definitely better than it was before, because this is just like a quality magic card, so we got to cut like mediocre magic card for quality magic cards, but it just... I'm still not a big fan of like what this deck is looking to do. Yeah, I don't even think it's a boring level, Burgle, like, because like Valakut Titan's a boring deck, but I know that it's powerful, right? Because like its linear game plan is very powerful. I feel like this deck's both... It definitely doesn't have a ton of decisions in it, but if you're into salt mining, like we're talking about catch-up mechanics, if you're into salt mining, this is like the perfect French fries deck. It mines salt and it can't catch up. See what we did there? See what we did there? All right, anywho,